All right, motivators, let's try this one last time. Good evening. Outstanding. So I have one pretty simple job right now as we get ready to kick off what we all came here for, right? Beyond a great dinner. This is SVA Honors. We've got some hardware to give away, and my job right now is to bring up our amazing MC. You might remember her last year, but she is somebody that had a great time with us last year, and we've asked her to come back. Of course, I'm talking about HBO's True Blood, USA's Graceland, and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's Jamie Gray Hyder, and a University of Georgia alum. Go Dogs! So please help me in giving a warm SVA welcome to Jamie.
You guys cut it off so early. I finally had the chance for a walk-on music, and I picked Fat Bottom Girls. It's like dreams came true. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Student Veterans of America for asking me to return this year, especially after I barely survived last year's after party. Oh yeah. We are here tonight in San Antonio in honor of SVA's 10th annual national conference, which is super awesome. This year, I continue to be incredibly inspired by the stories that you've shared and to hear about all of the successes that you've achieved through higher education due to the efforts made by SVA. How many of you began your higher education in 2017? Show of hands. Got some people who started. How many of you completed your educational programs in 2017? Hallelujah. Well, whether you're in the beginning, middle, or end of your career journey, I'm sure that you can all agree that you are all here as a result of the efforts made by SVA and their 1,500 chapters internationally. As a civilian, I am honored to be among such a dedicated and inspirational group of people. And while your service experience is far beyond my comprehension and your bravery is far beyond my capability, throughout my career as an actress, I have had the opportunity to represent those who serve on screen, giving me just a small glimpse into your military experience. For my role as Lieutenant Nora Salter in Call of Duty's Infinite Warfare, which some of you may be familiar with, I underwent tactical and weapons training with Navy SEAL vets who wanted to ensure that we were accurately representing and capturing the motivation and the intent of an elite soldier. To further understand the lifestyle and mentality of our soldiers, I had the privilege of doing a 3-day embark aboard the USS Carl Vinson. Oh yeah. Where I lived side by side with 5,000 sailors and received a patch for my first trap landing after a terrifying 2-hour flight in a C-2 Greyhound. My role as Lieutenant Salter was especially close to my heart, as she was the first female lead character in the Call of Duty franchise ever. Oh yeah. Promoting and accurately representing the contributions of the female members of our military is of the utmost importance to me, and it is a task that we all share. How many female student veterans do we have in here? Oh, yeah. Since last year's Natcon, I now have a submarine ride under my belt. I have spent time with service members during a sobering tour at Pearl Harbor. And as part of an upcoming role for TNT's The Last Ship, I spent time at Camp Pendleton, where we utilized, yeah, some of you have been there, I take it. I spent time there where we utilized real sailors and got to ride in AAVs, LCACs, I know the abbreviations for this stuff, all while we filmed a D-Day style beach invasion. And even though we were faking it, I still ended up with sand in places that might still be there. I'm also happy to report that I am now up to 11 challenge coins, and I have 6 patches to my name. And I was especially motivated by my time with Rear Admiral John Wade and the women who serve as the warfare tactics instructors at the U.S. Navy's Surface and Mine Warfighting Development Center in San Diego. With every new experience, my respect and admiration for the women and men of our armed forces grows exponentially, and tonight is no exception. Returning to civilian life post-service must leave many of you feeling like a fish out of water, and to voluntarily return to the classroom as potentially older than average students must feel daunting as well, so I commend you for taking that leap. With that being said, it's time to get on with the show and give away some of these awards. I would now like to invite the President and CEO of SVA, Jared Lyon, to join me on stage to present these awards.
No one knows what that means.
It's provocative. SVA's Partner of the Year Awards recognizes corporate partners who enable SVA to prepare chapters and student veterans for success. As Henry Ford once said regarding partnerships, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. The SVA Partner of the Year Award symbolizes Ford's thoughts as SVA and its partners have worked together to promote student veterans' progress and successes each year. These awards recognize our partners' contributions to supporting SVA's research, campus impact, operations, and programs benefiting 1,500 SVA chapters and over 1.1 million student veterans across the country. We are pleased to honor 5 organizations that are committed to the success of student veterans and SVA. Our first awardee is Raytheon Young Employee Success Network, also known as YesNet. YesNet set the standard for interacting with SVA. Did you want to lead that? Go ahead. YesNet set the standard for interacting with SVA chapters across the country over the past 2 years. Their members volunteer alongside SVA chapters, working together on community service projects and fundraisers, while they are getting to know each other. Information and insights about education, careers, and opportunities in corporate America are shared, such as jobs in engineering, cybersecurity, accounting, finance, marketing, and other business-serving positions. YesNet raised nearly $40,000 over the past 2 years for SVA, and nearly 25 of their members have been here as volunteers since Thursday, helping student veterans throughout the conference. Congratulations to Raytheon YesNet. Accepting on their behalf is Julie Sandonato, Global Service Campaign Director and Software Engineer. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next awardee, Pwc Charitable Foundation, funded one of our largest research projects, as Jared Lyon announced yesterday, the Student Veteran Life Cycle Atlas, which will examine the pivotal decision-making points during a student veteran's journey to, through, and beyond college. Pwc Charitable Foundation's support in collecting this information for SVA allows us to best focus our work where it will make the most difference in student veteran success, accelerating successful college choice, graduation, and career opportunities. Accepting on behalf of Pwc Charitable Foundation is Jason Capili, Director of Ethics and Business Conduct. Aw. Our next Partner of the Year recipient is Accenture. Accenture, like all of our partners, makes our work with SVA possible by funding the Natcon General Session focused on women veterans, providing scholarships, and supporting day-to-day operations. Most importantly, Accenture has been hiring student veterans into many roles. A lot of you have had, will have, and will look forward to job opportunities thanks to Accenture. Accepting on behalf of Accenture is Michael Pett, Military Talent Acquisition Expert, and Amberly Martin, Military Talent Acquisition. Congratulations. Congrats. I love the epic soundtrack. Last year it was Jurassic Park, wasn't it? We are privileged to be able to recognize one of our long-term supporters. Since the very beginning, Bank of America has provided funding so SVA can do what it needs to do, and has worked with SVA to advance the financial well-being of student veterans. They support the Chapter Grants Program, letting your chapters do important things in your communities, and they are the sponsor of our Chapter Business Plan competition. Accepting the award is Donald Lane, Senior Vice President and Division Controller for Bank of America. Our next awardee teaches our chapters and student veterans how to explore career opportunities. It aids them in their search for a career and helps them to find people to talk to about their career or educational aspirations. LinkedIn, through the efforts of Dan Savage, their head of veterans programs, has been focused on how student veterans can portray their education and military experience to prospective employers. If you remember nothing else, remember this: veterans.linkedin.com. And get started today. It will advance your education and career opportunities. And don't wait until you're about to graduate or you'll miss out. Dan had to jet off to help the next group of veterans today, so accepting on behalf of LinkedIn is Calvin Jensen, SVA Communications and Marketing Associate and LinkedIn Project Manager. The Sonny Montgomery Student Veteran Champion Award recognizes the selfless dedication provided by a person through time and resources in an effort to change the lives of student veterans in a meaningful way. Like Sonny Montgomery, their diligent efforts made on behalf of student veterans' issues and their unique needs on and off campus serves as the guidepost for their daily work. Some may call this public servant an unsung hero. SVA calls them the Student Veteran Champion. This year, we honor 2 members of Congress who have made a particularly meaningful impact on the lives of student veterans. Representative Phil Rowe, Chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs from Tennessee's 1st District, and Representative Tim Walz, Ranking Member of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs from Minnesota's 1st District. Representative Rowe and Representative Walz have not only tirelessly been advocates of veterans in higher education, but both have played a pivotal role in the recent passage of the Forever GI Bill. Their efforts in passing this bill established a modern GI Bill that protects cuts from Congress and serves all veterans equally, ends the arbitrary time limit of 15 years so that it is truly a lifetime benefit, provides full benefits to those left behind, including Purple Heart recipients, National Guard and Reserve members, and survivors of the fallen. And the bill empowers student veterans seeking a STEM degree by providing additional time to use the GI Bill. Accepting the award this evening is John Clark, Staff Director for Representative Phil Rowe, and Kelsey Barron, Professional Staff Member for Representative Tim Walz. The next award is the Daniel J. Edelman Corporate Champion of the Year. This award recognizes a business that has demonstrated through its corporate responsibility practices and leadership the qualities of Dan Edelman, a proud World War II Army veteran who transferred the values, skills, and experience gained during his military service to establish Daniel J. Edelman Incorporated in 1952. And to build it into what is now the world's largest communications marketing firm. The values he lived by in the military are the same principles that he integrated into his company, including integrity, commitment, leadership, courage, resilience, and results orientation. Edelman, who died in January of 2013 at age 92, established high standards and a code of ethical practice at his firm and was active in public service. The SVA Corporate Champion of the Year honors Dan Edelman's legacy while building a shared future of successes for our nation's heroes. Specifically, this award honors and highlights companies that integrate relevant concerns for veterans in higher education into their core operating strategies and embraces veterans as having a positive impact on businesses, fellow employees, and their communities. Tonight, we present this award to Prudential for its demonstrated corporate responsibility practices and leadership. Prudential has continued to demonstrate unique ways to engage SVA by supporting our Leadership Institute, allowing 100 of the top student veterans in the country to attend, supporting our national conference with financial resources, giving us the opportunity to hear Chief Diversity Officer Kathy Verhoff present the opening keynote, and has participated in student veterans career conferences and hired student veterans all over the country. Please give a round of applause and welcome back to the stage Kathy Verhoff, Chief Diversity Officer at PGIM, to accept this award. This next award recognizes the SVA Chapter Advisor of the Year, who exemplifies the qualities of mentorship to student veterans on their campus. Chapter Advisor of the Year is a current campus staff, faculty, or administrator and has a demonstrated record of working with both the SVA chapter and campus leadership to support and empower student veterans. This year's recipient is a graduate from the United States Military Academy at West Point, as well as Texas A&M University. Upon graduation from West Point, she served 6 years on active duty as an ordnance officer in South Korea, Fort Drum, New York, and Fort Hood, Texas. She currently serves as the Associate Director for the Veteran and Military Resource Center at the University of Washington, Tacoma, and has been an integral part of why UW-Tacoma is such a veteran-friendly campus. Her dedication to service members and their families is second to none. This November, she coordinated several events in celebration of Veterans Day, which included a memorial display that honored the 1,047 Washingtonians that died in the Vietnam War. Please join me in welcoming to the stage this year's SVA Chapter Advisor of the Year, Rosalynn Johnson. You can tell she's very efficient. As many of you saw earlier today, we invited 5 chapters to compete in this year's National Chapter Business Plan competition. Each group created a plan based on the training curriculum taught at the Leadership Institute and Chapter Leadership Academy. They also received an SVA chapter grant to fund their initiatives. This year's chapters presenting include Utah Valley University, University of Southern Maine, University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, University of Southern Indiana, George Mason University. Coming in third place, receiving a $2,000 chapter grant plus an additional $1,000 is University of Southern Indiana. Coming in second place, receiving a $2,000 chapter grant plus an additional $1,500 is the University of Southern Maine. Congrats, guys. Sure. And the first place recipient of this year's National Chapter Business Plan competition is the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. They will be receiving a $2,000 chapter grant plus an additional $2,000. Next, we have the SVA Chapter of the Year Award, which recognizes the members of an outstanding SVA chapter for their accomplishments in programming, community service, communications, public relations, and collaboration with their campus during the academic year. This year's recipient is Anything else? Is you done or is you finished? Just kidding, this is your night, it's cool. This year's recipient is particularly exciting since the chapter is only 2.5 years old. Since its inception, the club has done countless community service projects, from food drives to benefit the campus food bank, to headstone cleaning for Memorial Day. Over the years, the club has grown significantly, as can be seen through their increase in Natcon attendees. This SVA chapter was also recently selected as its university's Club of the Year. It's clear that they believe in the big picture of SVA and encourage student veterans to find their purpose, get involved in their community, and better the overall well-being of student veterans. Please join me in welcoming to the stage this year's SVA Chapter of the Year, Western Oregon University. Congrats, guys. Congrats. Accepting the award for their chapter is Chapter President Shane Follett, Chapter Vice President Jeremy Bullis, and the Chapter Advisor Andrew Holbert. At this time, I'd like to hand the mic over to the Deputy Executive Director and Chief of National Engagement for Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, also known as ESGR. ESGR is a Department of Defense program established in 1972 to promote cooperation and understanding between reserve component service members and their civilian employers, and to assist in the resolution of conflicts arising from an employee's military commitment. Please join me in welcoming Travis Bartholomew.
Wow, she got my name right. That's pretty good. First, let me get started here. Props to Apple iPhone 10 here. It's going to keep me on task. All right, thank you. Well, first, thank you for inviting me to be here. I mean, this has been a wonderful event. I always tell anybody any day outside of the Beltway is a good day, so today was excellent. I got to sit in on a couple of the breakout sessions earlier, and just the passion and the enthusiasm that all of you have is it's electric. So you guys are doing great work. Keep it up. Before I get too deep into my comments, I have to test something here. Rock chalk. Where are those scum from Missouri at? All right, I'll leave everybody to that. Okay. So as I walked around today and I saw people interacting and I saw the passion, it reminded me of ESGR. We're a volunteer-based organization, even though we're part of the DoD. We have about 4,000 volunteers spread all across the country who work with employers, who work with service members to make sure that they each understand their rights and responsibilities under the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. Basically, our job is to make sure that our employers continue to support those National Guardsmen and reservists as they get called to active duty. And I'm sure you all know this isn't your daddy's National Guard and Reserve. We keep about 30,000 people deployed at any given time now in the Guard and Reserve, which was absolutely unheard of before 9/11. But that passion I saw today, as I said, it reminded me of our own organization. And we've been working with Darren and the team at SVA to talk about a partnership. And when you all came in, you got those awesome gift bags. And in there was our flyer. Like I said, we're a volunteer-based organization, and we would love to partner with SVA because our volunteers are people in the community, business leaders, people who've retired from the military, people who have jobs to give people who are getting ready to graduate from university or trade schools. So this would be a great opportunity for all of you to meet with those people, get to know them, and it doesn't take a lot of time, maybe a couple hours a month. I know how busy students can be, but really a couple hours a month can get you those connections that'll help you once you get out of school. So please consider that, take a look at that. We would love to have you as part of our team. So what I'm here tonight really to do is to flip the script. SVA's been giving out all kinds of great awards. I'm actually here to give you an award. We have a variety of awards in our program, and the one that I'm giving out tonight is actually our second highest award. It's called the Pro Patria Award. Where are my Latin majors? Really?
Stand, man.
Any chaplains or chaplains assistants out there? What does Pro Patria mean? For country. Very good. And that's what we're all about, be it service members, veterans, be it people in the business community, our volunteers, we're all about our country. And we have certainly seen that in Student Veterans of America. And like I said, it's our second highest award, so there's still room to go. Our highest award, the Employer Support Freedom Award, is given out by the Secretary of Defense once a year to 15 organizations. Kevin Preston, sitting right down here in the front, he was a recipient of it for the Walt Disney Company a couple of years ago. We were glad to host them at the Pentagon, and we hope maybe someday Jared will be there to receive that as well. So I'll close by, again, saying thank you, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking very much forward to defining our future with SVA and your contributions to our mission and vice versa. So without further ado, Jared, let me present you with the Pro Patria Award. You don't get to keep my phone.
Earlier this year, SVA partnered with Booz Allen Hamilton for the Booz Allen Hamilton Cybersecurity Challenge, allowing student veterans to demonstrate their cybersecurity expertise. Here to discuss that and other partnership opportunities in store for SVA and Booz Allen Hamilton for 2018 is the Director of National Innovation Hub Network and the DC Innovation Center for Booz Allen Hamilton, Kurt Schurer.
All right, well, good evening. Well, first, let me say it's really awesome to be back in a room of warriors and patriots. I was a Marine for 10 years. Hoorah, hoorah. And just being with you a little bit over the past couple of days has really re-energized an emotion in me, and just being with you and had me come to this conclusion. And the conclusion is this: there is power in this room. You all are on your own journeys, and you're coming out of your careers and doing the things that you want to do and are looking forward to doing. But I just want you to take a moment and recognize the unity here and what organizations like SVA can do to bring that. So thank you for that. So in my job, I have the privilege of leading a team where we think about innovation all the time. And through that, we think about how to bring the best ideas to our clients and to our firm. And that, whether they come from startups or entrepreneurs or nonprofits or partners or alliances across the country, we're trying to harness that with large corporations so that our clients get the best things. And we spend a lot of time, about 90% of our work, with the federal government, so very focused on mission. How do we do that? How do we get ideas? One of the things we do is, well, we do a lot of different things, but one of the things we've been focused on recently is crowdsourcing. And crowdsourcing allows you to engage with the diversity and the volume of thought of a large crowd, not necessarily people that you know. So about 6 months ago, we partnered with SVA and really asked a question, what if we could tap into student veterans, so people that aren't even working full-time necessarily, and ask them for their thoughts, you all and your teams, your chapters, on how to solve problems in cybersecurity. So how many people think cybersecurity is a problem, right? And we see it all the time. And some of the things, well, one of the things we've done with SVA is we are the representative cyber partner on the Business Council. But we're looking at things from 21st century bank robbers and people that get into HVAC systems and just through code and digits can take over a system, to the issues and the risks that we have with connected vehicles and the pace of change that's happening to make sure that we can address that, to how do you think through what a red team might look like for a corporation, and being able to blend strategy and psychology and technical know-how to get into the mind of what an enemy hacker would look like. And that diverse type of team is really important to get to and keep up with the threat. And so through all that, we proposed this initiative, which we call the Booz Allen SVA Cybersecurity Challenge. And it was really trying to get to things. This first one was around cybersecurity training. And so we launched a series of online challenges that went out to all of you and to your chapters to help us and other potential employers. It's not just Booz Allen that's thinking about this. All these other all of our colleagues here in companies, we all have the same problem, and we want to tap into what you can provide. And so we ran these challenges online. The first one we did was a third company called Portfolium. And Portfolium is a crowdsourcing platform that takes students' work and their body of work and puts it online for any employers to see. So if you haven't checked out Portfolium, you should. But people that wanted to participate got a link. They were able to join online for free. They created a profile, and then we looked at what they were judged. Or we judged what the entries came in. And so we received dozens of entries. Some were video entries, some were technical papers. There were other innovative solutions. And I'm happy to announce tonight that we have our first winner, Allison Wood of Carthage College. Thank you. Allison created, I'm not ready for the music yet. Allison created an online challenge game for employees to test their knowledge of cybersecurity. And this was it was a kind of a flash-based system that she put together. And I wanted to note that this is not a technical challenge, even though it's cybersecurity. It was really bringing together some other points around how to engage people and how to engage employees. And so we view cyber as very much a team sport, and so-called soft skills are just as important as the technical skills. So although Allison couldn't be here with us this evening, she will receive a $2,500 cash prize. And we've invited her to our headquarters in Washington, D.C., where she's going to come to our annual Ideas Festival and have a VIP day with some of our leaders. So even though she's not here, let's give her another round of applause. So our mission at Booz Allen is to empower people to change the world. That is actually our new vision this year. And I just wanted to say thanks again to SVA for being a perfect partner in what we're doing. We look forward to doing more of these challenges. We'd love to engage any of our other corporate partners in looking at that, and certainly would love to have your continued engagement and thoughts from SVA. So thank you.
This next award is a new award, the Dwight D. Eisenhower Distinguished Public Service Award. This award honors the continuation of service in addition to an individual's military service to develop and execute solutions addressing national challenges. Eisenhower served in the United States Army for over 46 years, making pivotal decisions at critical points in history for the United States and our Western allies. He later served as the president of Columbia University, where he moved forth with an important administrative restructuring plan. He improved its finances and established a professional development operation, all while raising Columbia's institutional profile. Within his first 100 days as President of the United States, Eisenhower created a new cabinet office, the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. The new cabinet allowed the Federal Security Agency to improve the administration of these functions. Recognizing the increasing need of higher education, Eisenhower believed that by providing adequate schools, research, study, and above all, good teachers were the tools needed to propel tomorrow's education. Following his presidency, Eisenhower continued his public service by serving as a statesman and advising world leaders. The honoree of this award demonstrates an ability to tackle major national challenges and opportunities and prescribes to fundamental principles of second service. This year's recipient is our national anthem singer, Matthew Miller, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Policy at the Department of Labor. Congratulations. Yeah, go Dogs. Yeah. Did you go to Georgia? We're just talking football. It's cool. The final award of the evening is for the SVA Student Veteran of the Year. Throughout the conference, you have seen the finalists here on stage hosting your general sessions. They were Randy Dexter, University of Nevada, Jennifer Hawsley, University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, Christian Battaccio, Manhattan College, Chris Rolfe, Queen's University, Gretchen Klingler, The Ohio State University, Jessica Kirksey, Our Lady of the Lake University, Jessica Nelson, Smith College, Luke Oppid, Cornell University, Aaron Slatton, Indiana Tech. One finalist who was unable to attend Natcon this year due to medical school interviews is Zach Meade, a senior at the University of Nebraska where he studies electrical engineering. Each of this year's finalists for Student Veteran of the Year have demonstrated selfless service to their chapter, their school, and fellow student veterans, a hallmark that exemplifies the traits SVA values in its members. This year's Student of the Year is no exception. If we were to begin describing the winner, the person would be identified immediately. So let's just invite them to the stage. Please welcome the 2018 SVA Student Veteran of the Year, Chris Rolfe, Queen's University of Charlotte. You can do it, congratulations. Allow me to tell you a little bit about Chris. Chris served as a C-130J loadmaster in Ramstein, Germany, before returning to America to pursue his education while serving in the Charlotte U.S. Air Force National Guard. While in the Guard, he earned a summer internship with Bank of America where he worked to strengthen his business acumen, learn about risk analysis, and the complicated inner workings of a global company. When he arrived at Queen's University, there was no student veteran presence whatsoever. The academic advisor there likes to tell Chris's story about how he walked into a board meeting and asked, "So, what does Queen's do for our military students?" Chris was met with silence and blank stares. The school had every desire to be supportive, but simply wasn't sure where to start. Chris was asked to join a small team that was working to improve the experience of military members at the school. Through Chris's efforts, Queen's University now welcomes new veterans with open arms. They even have 2 dedicated veteran liaisons and an all-purpose veterans lounge. Congratulations, Chris, and thank you for all the work that you have done to promote student veterans. I think he's sufficiently uncomfortable. What do you guys think? Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I would like to once more congratulate all of the SVA awardees this evening, and I would like to thank you so much for having me here. Your community means so much to me, and I'm getting choked up. Sorry. I have lost many friends over the years. I'm only 32. I've lost friends in Fallujah, Afghanistan. I know that what you do is hugely sacrificial in your lives. And after working on Call of Duty, your community has embraced me so much, and I am here for you. Anything that I can do. Wasn't anticipating this. But I promise I will do everything in my power to continue fighting for you guys. On a more trivial note, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all of that. If you would like to follow me, it's at JG Hyder. I've kept in touch with a lot of you that I met last year, and it's been awesome to be able to converse over the year. I'm excited to share drinks with you guys tonight, hear your stories. But I promise I will do whatever I can to fight for you and your rights, because you guys do so much to fight for all of our rights, and it is so appreciated. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you.
Such a good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hang on, one quick second. This is for you. You gotta take that in.
Thanks, guys.
I gotta do one more thing that you don't know about.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
I'd like to add to Jamie's coin collection by presenting her with our 10th anniversary Student Veterans of America Challenge coin. Jamie, thank you for everything. We truly appreciate you. And of course, we couldn't be more prouder to have you as part of our team, and more importantly, our family. We love you. Thank you.
Yes, number 12. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I forgot where I was. You guys, huh? So so we're coming to a close. Honestly, it's a very humbling experience to be up here on the stage, having been here as a student veteran myself for my 8th Natcon, as well as part of the national headquarters staff. It's overwhelming to see all the award recipients awarded, and their selection process continues to get harder and harder every year. But you are, as I mentioned earlier, all winners. And I'd like to just give one more round of applause to all our nominees and award recipients this evening. Let's give it up. Of course, one more thank you to Jamie for always adding an extra touch of class to this room of hooligans. So thank you, Jamie. As we come to a conclusion for our official time this evening, and throughout the last 3 days of our conference, Natcon, we have celebrated 10 years of SVA. To navigate those 10 years, SVA has had some very special help. It exists because of the support of so many, and this is a perfect time to express some thank yous. I'd like to start with all of our volunteers who showed up to Natcon early, before a lot of our attendees came, and stayed up late prepping for the following day to make sure that everything ran smooth and was kept together so very well. So let's give it up for our volunteers. Hey, how good was the programming and breakout sessions and general sessions? Pretty damn awesome, huh? So let's give an amazing and warm thank you to all of our presenters and panel members, all the work that they did to be prepared to provide best and leading practices. Thank you to our presenters and panel members. We all know as chapter leaders, whenever we host an event back on campus, nothing happens without a whole lot of behind-the-scenes work, right? So to that end, I'd really like to thank the JW Marriott staff here in San Antonio for making our experience so positive. More back-of-the-house work that was done is by two really awesome teams. Scout Comms and Conference Inc. make all the magic happen, and Conference Inc. could not have done more to ensure that registration ran smoothly, that the events were kept on time, and they could track me down whenever I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. So let's give it up for Scout Comms and Conference Inc. Additionally, there's a special group that oftentimes we don't always have the chance to meet. But if you go on to Student Veterans of America's website, you'll see an amazing group of women and men listed in our Honorary Board of Advisors and our National Board of Directors. Without their tireless service every single day, strategic direction, and consummate professionalism and advice, we might not very well have made it 10 years, but because of their involvement and continued dedication of service, I am confident that we will make it 10 years and beyond. Could I have members of our Honorary Board of Advisors and National Board of Directors please stand to be recognized? Could I ask all board members and Honorary Board of Advisors to sit with the exception of Major General Mike Leonard? There is not often times that a petty officer second class has ever had the opportunity to tell a Major General not to sit down, so that I had to take advantage. I'm going a little off script, I'm sorry, Donna. Major General Mike Leonard is an individual who has served on the Honorary Board of Advisors and the National Board of Directors. He currently holds the position of the Vice Chair. Major General Leonard is not only a personal friend and an advocate of student veterans nationwide, he's an active cherry farmer in Michigan. Yeoman's work, sir. But beyond that, his sage advice, his wisdom, and his mentorship have led this organization to not only be what it is, but set the foundation for where we are going. He has also served as He's also served as a personal mentor to me and helped me grow into a role that every day I have no confidence in, but because of your leadership, sir, I feel a little bit more ready. Major General Mike Leonard has served us incredibly well, and we'll be providing him with some recognition during our National Board of Directors meeting tomorrow, but I wanted to take the opportunity to recognize him as this will be his last board meeting as he rotates off the National Board of Directors. Ladies and gentlemen, your Vice Chairman of the National Board of Directors, Major General Mike Leonard. It might have been unfair for me not to mention which branch. Get ready for it. He was a Marine. I guess he still is, right, Devil? Next, and I'm continuing to go off script, and I apologize. As we celebrate 10 years, y'all, this is remarkable, but nothing happens without the vision of what could be. That honor belongs to two of our founders that are here this evening. And I'd like to take an opportunity to recognize Liz O'Hairn when she was a student veteran in Wisconsin, and Derek Blumke, who was a student veteran at the University of Michigan. They believed in something when no one knew if it would work. They worked tirelessly to make vision reality. This woman and this man are our founders, and you can be proud of where we've come because of where we started. Liz and Derek, would you mind standing for a quick round of applause? Thank you for your vision. You can all buy them a beer tonight. I've saved the best group for last for some personal thank yous. To all of our student veterans and Student Veterans of America chapter leaders in the room, I wanted to take a moment to thank each and every single one of you. You could have been a lot of places this weekend, and you chose to be here. When SVA was founded, our model was criticized in that our chapters choose to affiliate with the national organization. We do not dictate to our chapters. Every day, your national headquarters staff earns your ability to continue to affiliate the 1,500 chapters in all 50 states and 4 countries overseas. Quite literally the largest student organization in the United States. My thanks goes to each and every one of you because I've been in the shoes of a chapter leader, and I can honestly tell you that it was the most challenging, difficult, rewarding job that I've ever had in my life. And hey, I mean, the pay and benefits are pretty great too, right? Each and every single one of you, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for not only being here, but for what you've done on your campuses to get to this moment, and more importantly, what you will do when you return home. To all of our student veterans and chapter leaders in the room, thank you. It's with the support of many that we must never forget. We are the rightful heirs to the greatest generation and the future leaders of America. It's only through our shared commitment and values that we have the opportunity to improve the lives of those who want more, those who want to successfully transition from the military, to succeed in school, to start a new SVA chapter, to revive one that's struggling, or to maintain one to keep going stronger, to expand their chapter, to find meaningful employment post-graduation, and more. Natcon, and our experience here, reflects the best that America has to offer to those warriors who have served their country. When you return home, promise me that you will stay connected. Follow us on LinkedIn. Via Twitter, Jamie did it. I'm at Jared S. Lyon. Follow me at Twitter. That's not how you say it. I don't know how I'm doing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you will hear other veterans that are succeeding in higher education. Please, y'all, promise me that you'll take the lessons that you've learned here, the friendships that you've forged, and the bonds you've strengthened to return home and leave your SVA chapters, your campuses, and your communities better than you found them. Rest assured that Student Veterans of America is here and here for you. And I'd be remiss to not thank one last group. Ladies and gentlemen, our national headquarters staff is overworked and underpaid, and they do it every single day for you. The emails that fill up your inbox, the chapter consultations that you're there, the world-class programming that you receive, and the support, advocacy, and research that happens in this country is on your behalf, but it couldn't happen every single day without a team that has a really hard time making me look good every day. But I'd honestly like if you could join me in a round of applause as I ask the SVA National Headquarters staff to please stand for one more round of recognition. It's the beard, right? So I'd really quickly like to try an exercise. I'm a visual learner. Visuals can be very powerful. And if you'll indulge my professor's prerogative, I would like to ask that everyone in the room, for showing up to Natcon, every single one of you, to please stand and remain standing for a visual exercise. So join me, stand up. Thank you so very much for indulging me. Now, if this is your first ever Natcon, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for joining us for the motivation, the inspiration. Thanks for joining us for the learning and the networking. And thanks for joining us for the camaraderie that can only exist between brothers and sisters in arms. Yut? Is that how you say it? I don't know, I was in the Navy. But if this is your first time at Natcon, our visual exercise for you is over. Could you, if it's your first time at Natcon, go ahead and take a seat. It's okay, it's okay. All others remain standing. All right, to those that have been to more than one Natcon, let's give them a round of applause. Now, I recognize that we're on the honor system, but I'm watching you, and I'll look it up. For those that have been to more than one Natcon, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, you've returned for something that's special. You know the value of attending this event. And I appreciate you returning, and please know that we take the responsibility to ensure that you have a positive experience ever so seriously. It means a lot. But if this is only your second Natcon, if you could go ahead and take a seat. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm a visual learner. This is looking good. So for those of you that have been to 3 Natcons, wow. Thank you for that. But go ahead and take a seat. Give them a round of applause as they take their seats. For those of you that have been to 4 Natcons, it's so impressive that you keep coming back. Honestly, that trust means a lot to us. Everyone keep an eye. 4 is a big number. But if this is only your fourth Natcon, if you could please take a seat. Give them a round of applause. If this is your fifth Natcon, please tell me what you're drinking tonight. Let me understand what flavor of Kool-Aid is your favorite and tell everyone in the room how much sugar you like. If this is your fifth Natcon, you believe in the mission of SVA and you keep coming back to support those in higher education who have at one time or another served their nation, worn the cloth of their nation, and believe so ever much in the transformative power of higher education. If this is your fifth Natcon, it means the world to me, but go ahead and take your seats. Give them a round of applause. I swear to all that is holy, we are student veterans. No Tommy Boys or Van Wilders here. 6 Natcons, 7 Natcons. I mostly public education, go Knowles. So, I love Syracuse too. All right. 7 Natcons is a lot. And thank you for continuing to be here. I hope to see it at 8, but before we round that corner, I'm going to need you to take a seat. 7, give him a round of applause. It's impressive. We are officially treading an OG territory. If you've been to 8 Natcons, I'm grateful for you. Original OG. It's amazing to me. And for those that have not been to at least 8 Natcons, I hope that you get there. I really do. But if you've only been to 8 Natcons, this is where I would take a seat too, but take a seat. Give them a round of applause. 8 Natcons, incredible. Nine Student Veterans of America national conferences. Wow. Wow. Please, all of us, if you've been to over 9 Natcons, have you been to 10? They've been to 10. This is impressive. Give these wonderful, amazing people a round of applause. Please, go ahead and take a seat. Ten Natcons, that's how many we've had. This is our 10th annual. It's overwhelming to me. The point of this exercise is I hope that you all continue to return. That when you head back to your campuses, you tell everyone what you saw here. You tell them the value of it. And even after you graduate, which I know that you all will, continue to return to Natcon. Because even as proud alums of your amazing alma maters, you still have an awful lot to offer, and we'll always keep you ready a cold beer. So to all Natcon attendees, give yourselves one last round of applause. So I've been asked a question pretty regularly throughout the time here at Natcon, and I've saved it all the way to the end. Everyone keeps asking me a simple question: where's Natcon gonna be next year? Whew. Wow. I presume this means many, many more Natcons, right? Well, so here's the philosophy of the selection site of the Student Veterans of America Natcon. We try to go East Coast, West Coast, Central, out of the general understanding that at least every 3 years, Student Veterans of America chapters can forgo the need to have to fly to attend Natcon and drive instead. We also host the Student Veterans of America the first week in January every single year for an important reason. The majority of campuses throughout the United States that have SVA chapters, most don't have class this week. So student veterans don't have to choose between missing syllabus week and attending their national conference. To that end, we host a rigorous request for proposal to try to receive not only the best rates, but wonderful facilities to be able to host your national conference. Brooklyn, that's not one that's been shouted out before. That's Snowmageddon, Brooklyn, 2019. No, I'm just... So with that, I'd like to invite a very special friend to the stage. Can U.S. Army retired Colonel Kevin Preston please join me on the stage?
Well, good evening. Hello, student veterans. How you doing? I am Kevin Preston of the Walt Disney Company, and I told them I need a handheld mic to speak because I will not be confined to a podium. I'm a free spirit in speaking. I have the privilege of working at the Walt Disney Company. I've been there 6 years since I retired from the Army. Disney, I'm going to spend about 2 minutes, so indulge me for 2 minutes. In 2012, Disney started the program Heroes Work Here. Our chairman and CEO, Bob Iger, thought it was so important that you find jobs. He said, we will use the brand and the platform of the Walt Disney Company for you to find employment. If you work at Disney, great. If you work somewhere else, that is just as big a win for Disney. In 5 years, we've hired 8,500 veterans at the Walt Disney Company. 8,500 veterans at Disney. That's ESPN, ABC, Parks and Resorts, Studios, Consumer Products. But oh, my friends, wait, there is more. Because we know there are hundreds of great companies out there that want to hire you. So Disney said, we will teach those companies free of charge, how to build their own veteran hiring program called the Veteran Institute. We did 6 programs around the nation. That program has yielded 18,500 veterans finding jobs at companies outside of Disney. We proudly state we've hired or contributed to the hiring of 24,000 veterans in 5 years. The last thing we did was help the entrepreneurs with Hero Supply Here and Supplier Diversity. If you want to have a business and sell to Disney, we want to buy from you. Now, that's my 2 minutes. Jared asked you to stand up. I will not ask you to do that. I was an Army guy. The Armies go who, all right? What do the Marines do? One more time. What do the Marines do? Thank you very much. That's why I'm an Army guy. I can't do that. I want you to raise your hand, a quick quiz on the Walt Disney Company, okay? So just raise your hand, do that Marine thing or that Navy thing, whatever the Navy does. If you have gone to a Disney park, Disney World, Disneyland, raise your hand and make some noise. If you have seen a Disney movie, a Marvel movie, a Pixar movie, raise your hand and make some noise. How about Star Wars: The Last Jedi? Have you seen that? Raise your hand. My God! We do indeed have some Disney fans out here. It is humbling to see that. I think I need a friend on stage right now. Jared, come on down. Come on, here we go. Because I know you want to hear where Natcon 2019 is. Jared, we have a lot of Disney fans out here. They just showed that. So where is Natcon 2019? Where are we going?
We're going to Disney World.
That is right. You will be at Disney World. You'll be walking by Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, the toy soldiers, and Buzz Lightyear. We'll welcome you in 2019, and we're looking forward to having you there. Did you come to Disney World 2 years ago? Disneyland 1 year ago? And Disney World coming up, my friends. Thank you so much. We love the partnership with you, Jared. We love the work we do with you, my friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. I will see you in 2019 in Walt Disney World. I'll be the guy on stage being very, very happy.
All right, y'all. You don't have to go home, but get that. No. This concludes our event. I cannot wait to meet as many of you as I possibly can later this evening at the informal formal reception at the bar. I hear they're running low on certain things, so get there fast. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in arms, I will see you in Orlando in 2019. Thank you, good night, and travel safe.